This is ridiculous. We just drew everything. We drew basically our entire deck. We have 6 cards left in deck. Guys, what I'm about to show you is a crazy strategy from the new set, Mysterious Labyrinth, if I'm correct. This is going to be my man's GB Smoke piloting Runics. Now, Runics are a very interesting strategy because they don't play any main deck monsters. They're built off of being able to banish the opponent's main deck and also special summon runic monsters from the extra deck to the side of the field. Every single one of your runic cards or every single one of your runic quick play spell cards can either perform a certain action and then banish cards off the opponent's top of the deck, or special summon a runic monster from the extra deck to the side of the field. So it's going to be really interesting as GB Smoke is going to open Reasoning, Runic Destruction, Freezing Chains, and 2 Runic Fountain. Runic Destruction allows us to destroy a spell or trap. Freezing Chains allows us to negate a monster. Let's go ahead and see. Smoke is going to activate Reasoning, and our opponent's going to call 11. We're going to get a Cyber Valley? Okay, that's interesting. We'll then activate Destruction to be able to special summon the Moonin. Moonin will discard to be able to add Runic Allure from our decks to our hand. Now, this card allows us to banish every time we activate a quick play spell card, which is okay. We'll then use Cyber Valley to draw 2 cards, so that's pretty cool. And here is where some crazy things are going to happen. So Runic Fountain is actually a pivotal point of this strategy. It allows you to activate quick play runic spell cards during your opponent's turn from your hand, but also it allows us to shuffle or place runic cards from our graveyard to the bottom of the deck to draw cards up to that amount. So we're going to go ahead and trigger the effect of Runic Allure and Runic Fountain. We'll place 3 to the bottom of the deck to draw 3 cards, which I just think is completely insane, and then we'll banish the top card from the deck. Now, our opponent is playing Sword Soul, so when we banish those Sword Soul trap cards, he'll get a token. When we banish those spell cards, he'll modify the level. But we'll activate Freezing Change to be able to special summon Jerry to our side of the field, triggering the effect of Runic Fountain again to be able to shuffle, as well as the effect of Allure to be able to banish, and then Jerry to be able to target a runic spell card from our graveyard and add it to our hand. So as you can see, we're going to get another Fountain. Oh, I see now. That was actually really smart by GB Smoke. You go Reasoning to be able to get cards like Runic Fountain into your graveyard. Then Jerry will allow you to get Fountain into your hand. It's almost like playing a 5th, 6th, and 7th terraforming. That's actually big brain. I think that's really smart. GB Smoke then normal summons his 2nd Cyber Valley, and since it isn't once per turn, he'll draw 2 more cards and activate another Reasoning. Now, I'm pretty sure our opponent is pretty hip to what we're doing here, so we're going to call 1. Probably should call 1 every time Reasoning is activated. So GB Smoke is going to excavate the top cards until he hits a monster that can be normal summoned or set. And it looks like this is exactly what GB Smoke's plan was initially. This is what he wanted to do. Oh my God, Smoke. Well, hypothetically, if we only play 3 Cyber Valleys, we're going to go digging pretty deep for that 3rd Cyber Valley a lot of the time. So this is what Runic does. This is what Konami signed us up for. We'll then activate another Runic Fountain, then use Runic the Golden Droplet. We'll banish more cards off our opponent's top of the deck, and then we'll chain the effect of Runic Fountain to place more cards to the bottom of our deck to draw cards. Our opponent will then use Sword Soul Emergence in response to turn our Sword Soul or his Sword Soul token to level 3. It's not going to do anything because it'll just go back to 4, but I think he just wants to interact. He wants to have fun too. We'll activate another Runic Fountain, then the Runic Spell card. That will allow us to trigger Runic Allure again, and summon Jerry to our side of the field, which, by the way, the Runic extra deck monsters are not even once per turn. So as long as we're summoning Runic or summoning these monsters to the side of the field, gain their effects. We're going to go ahead. Oh my God, look at this many cards in hand, guys. We actually have to set some of our Runic cards, which is crazy because Runic Fountain, this is ridiculous. We just drew everything. We drew basically our entire deck. We have 6 cards left in deck. What is going on here, guys? This deck is ridiculous. So our first turn board is going to end up with a Runic Fountain, which allows us to use those quick play spell cards and draw cards. Jerry which says cannot be destroyed by card effects. And then he can add a runic spell card, which he already did. And then when it's destroyed by battle, he can target a card on the field and destroy it. We have Runic Destruction, which allows us to target a spell or trap card, destroy it, then banish the top 4 cards from our opponent's deck. Freezing Chains, which allows us to negate a monster, then banish the top 3. Runic Dispelling, which allows us to make our opponent discard 1 random card from their hand when they add a card from our deck to our hand. So it could be really powerful to stopping them from getting what they need. And then, of course, we're going to have 6 cards in hand, as we're going to have to discard 1 card. This is just ridiculous. The drawback is that we won't be able to enter our battle phase, but I got a strong feeling with no monsters in our deck, I don't think we're going to enter our battle phase much. Our opponent's immediately going to start off with the Vishuda, then the Otara to get the Archnemesis Protos to his hand. He'll then normal summon Moye, revealing the Protos. Okay, so he probably would... I would think maybe, because we don't know what these phase down cards is, maybe we'll want to try to go to Boxia. I'm not sure. Will we do that? We will synchro summon with both Moye and the token into Shishao. Okay, interesting. Shishao and Moye will activate its effects. Regardless, it looks like our card was going to get negated by Runic Freezing Curses. So Boxia wouldn't have helped here, but you want to get rid of that Runic Fountain as soon as possible, because that is a card they cannot replace on our turn. Runic Allure and then Runic Fountain will then activate. We will banish an additional card and then draw 3 more cards. Then we'll use Dispelling because he added a card from his deck to his hand. Oh my god. He's going to discard Ashina to the graveyard and then banish more cards, and then we'll draw more cards. This is stupid. And then Runic Allure will banish an additional card. Now, since we did get the discard Ashina, we'll use this effect to be able to summon Otara. Our opponent will use Flashing Fire to destroy. Oh no. Just when we thought we could make another synchro play with our Otara and our Shishao, they're going to use Flashing Fire to be able to destroy a special summon monster on the field and then banish 2 more, which, as you should know, will trigger Runic Allure. We got another blackout here, but with 3 tuners, I'm not sure exactly what's that going to do. We'll get a Long Yuan from our decks to our hand. Okay. Then we'll banish 3 to be able to summon Archnemesis Protos. Protos will declare Dark, which I think that's a good declaration, right? Because all of these... No, they're light and dark. Okay, so we're not going to turn off Hugin, and we're not going to turn off Moonin. For the people that don't know what Hugin does, it allows us to add the Runic Field spell from our decks to our hand, which, I mean, we pretty much have enough. And then Moonin allows us a continuous spell, so declaring Dark to be able to stop Jerry was actually the best idea here. We're going to attack into the Jerry. They'll activate Runic Slumber. And then we'll banish another card off the top of the deck. This is getting a little ridiculous here, guys. This is stupid. He'll attack into Slumber, which prevents our monster from being destroyed. Set 2 cards face down and pass turn. This is not looking good because, I mean, we're dark locked. We can't summon any dark monsters into the end of the next turn. But we have all of these amazing Runic cards and Lava Golem, so I'm not sure if we're in a terrible spot here. On the end phase, we'll activate Runic Destruction. We'll destroy another card, then banish 4. What is his deck looking like? Oh my god. What? We'll then activate Runic Tip, banishing 2 more cards off of his deck because of Runic Allure and Tip. This is stupid. This is literally dumb. There was no Yu-Gi-Oh here. Mans has 1 card left in his deck, right? He has 1 card left in his deck. How do you even play? How do you even play with a deck that doesn't even want to play Yu-Gi-Oh? We'll activate Runic Tip for good measure to add Runic Smithing Storm. And then we'll get the effect of Allure, which he has no cards left in the deck. We'll discard and pass our turn. This is what Runic is in Master Duel, guys. If you guys hated Despia, well, I mean, this could make a good contention for the next best deck in Master Duel, but I'm not sure if you would like to see this deck. Of course, if you would like to show me your replays, go ahead and follow down below in the description all of the details that I've listed out for you. And I want to know, what do you guys think about Runic? Will it be the next best deck? Will it be this terribly powerful? Or did GB Smoke get lucky? As always, you can go ahead and check out these other Master Duel videos, as I'll catch you on the next one.